How was I able to get my first sale within the first day of a brand new store? Let me show you. What's going on, guys? My name's Kyle, and today's a good day because you found the right video. Today, what I wanted to do is do a follow-up from a couple of videos that I've been creating on building a store from scratch, creating a video ad for it, and now I'm going to show you how I was able to run ads in the first day and able to get my first sale. With that being said, I am going to keep this one shorter because I know my last two videos ran a little bit long, showing you how I built the store, showing you how I build the video ads, and today I'm just going to run through the day one of my Facebook ads, how I set them up, and bring you along step by step. But first, as always, I am giving away $100 cash in this video. And if you are someone that was able to like, comment, and be a subscriber on my last video, you're entered to win, so stay tuned for that. If you're someone that is not subscribed to the channel, does not like my videos, does not comment, you're missing out on $100 cash. I have given away about $500 cash at this point, and you could be potentially the next winner. You could use it for Facebook ads, you could use it for your Shopify subscription, you could use it for apps, you could use it to go out to expensive steak dinner. I don't really care. All you have to do is like this video, comment down below, and subscribe, and you'll be entered in to win for next week's winner. Now this video is going to actually be very short. I do want to just jump right into it. If you haven't seen some of the other videos where I talk about how I built this store, how I created the video ad for this, and now this is going to be just a step-by-step process of what I do on day one of running Facebook ads. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into my computer and show you how you could make a sale on your very first day of running Facebook ads. Alright, so what I will say first is that I'm still having problems with my ads manager, so I had to, and it's something to do with my IP address at home. I'm working with Facebook, as you know, they're just terrible to work with right now, so I actually had to screen record this at a local coffee shop. So what I'm getting at is that I'm doing a voiceover of this, I'm not doing this in real time, so just so you know what's going on, but I am going to be looking at this for the first time in quite a bit now, so let's go ahead and kick this up. Perfect. So here we are in my ads manager. It looks like what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually create a campaign, but I think I fake you out. Let's go ahead and look at my ad itself, and you can pause the video right now if you wanna see exactly how I put this together. It is really simple, but this is kind of the strategy that I put behind how I write things, and just kind of pointing out just how I label things as well as far as being a first comment. Make sure you do that because you want to get the ball rolling. Like your own post, comment down in there, provide a link to everything. So I'm gonna do a PPE campaign first. This is important because you want to get some engagement on here. You want to make sure that you're getting some of that social proof going. I know a lot of people talk about not doing this. I don't know why. I always run a PPE campaign, especially in the beginning, just to get things rolling because Facebook's gonna start to push out things that are getting put together or getting engaged with. But I always do people who live in this location, and what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go and run and find some of the e-packet countries. And I believe this actually took me a little bit just to find out where the actual list is because it kind of changed a little bit on me. In my other ads managers, I actually save it. But for whatever reason, with this new one, I just didn't think of that ahead of time, so I'm gonna have to go and search for a little bit. But let me just talk a little bit about why you run a PPE campaign. It's really important to get some comments on there, get some likes, just so people see that the post is worth even looking for because they're scrolling through their news feed. There's so many things they can pay attention to, and they're gonna stop on something that has, you know, if it has 1,000 shares and 1,000 comments and several thousand likes on it, it's really going to help people pay attention to you. So I paste all those e-packet countries in there. You can find this online, just type in e-packet countries on Google. And all I'm gonna do is I'm going to match these, and then I'm gonna target all of these at the beginning, and then we're gonna narrow it down to which countries are the most effective later on. But in the beginning, I like to just start as broad as possible and figure out what's working, and then start to narrow it down. So that's in there. Now what I'm gonna do, I actually bump it up to 21 to 65. I'm gonna leave it open to both genders, and make sure you put in the English language. And now what I'm gonna look to do is I'm going to just create a very, very broad audience, but I want it to be somewhat tailored towards the things that I'm going to target when I'm actually sending this out. I don't want to put like spoons or something crazy out there. So what I think I'm setting on here, let's see if I go with that. I can't remember. So I'm putting in Sleep Number. Sleep Number is obviously a mattress brand. I think I ended up putting Netflix in there because I want to keep it broad. My thought is with this product, there's going to be people that you're going to buy this product because you're going to be watching Netflix, you're going to be watching Hulu, you're going to be watching, you know, your Roku, and so that's kind of why I went that route. Now I'm going to put people that are in relationships here because in the video I'm showing people in relationships, right? I'm not showing people by themselves necessarily, which the product worked for them. But my strategy was to focus on that because when you're creating a video, you want your potential customers to see themselves in there. So that's what the video is, showing people in relationships. Now I'm going to edit this. I always take off desktop, so I only target mobile, and that's why when you watch me in my first video, that's the route I went. So I'm going to uncheck all of these. I'm just going to leave the Instagram feed and the Facebook feed, and nothing else is important at this point in time, especially as you're getting the likes and the shares and getting the comments and everything going. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to set the daily budget. Use this at your discretion. I normally run and right now I'm just kind of checking to make sure I get everything in there, but I'll run this PPE campaign for $10 a day. Some of you people that have smaller budgets, don't worry, you could do $3 a day or $5 a day. Just something to continue to get engagement. I am going to be running $5 ad sets just to keep it very beginner friendly, but I like to, I'm going to have to blur some stuff out here unfortunately. Okay. So I've got Cuddy Cushion in, and as you saw, I actually made the post. Now, what I will say is that if you're really being strategic with this, you're gonna wanna create several different creatives and test to see which one works better, but I wanna keep this as beginner friendly as possible. I just posted this on the actual Facebook business page itself, and then I selected it from there because what's gonna happen is some people might go to the profile, and if that post is visible, you know, and it's got so many shares and likes on it, then that's gonna look a lot better than having a post that has no likes on it. They're like, who is this company? So that's kind of the strategy behind why I do that, is so that it is visible on the page itself, it stays there. We just published the PPE campaign, and now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start to run some cold targeting. So I'm gonna create some more broad interests, single interests. As you can see, I showed, got the PPE campaign. So now I should hopefully create the actual, do it for purchase conversions. So always do that when you're doing this. You start with purchase conversions. I don't care if it's red, I don't care if it's gray, I don't care if it's green already. Make sure you're always doing for purchase conversion because you're reaching people that have bought things on Facebook. So let me just label this, and then I'm going to enter in purchase. As you can see, mine's red because I have not run any ads for this business at all. In fact, I just created the Facebook pixel moments before I created this screen recording. Again, people who live in this location, we're gonna go ahead and go back to all my ePacket, and luckily I saved it in the last one. If you don't know how to do that, just rewind and you can see how I did that, so then it just makes it easy. Again, I'm gonna bump it up to 21 to 65. I might have tried to bump it up to 25, but we'll keep it at 21. Make sure it's English speakers. And now I'm gonna start doing broad interests. Now, this is a product that I had a hard time figuring out who the audience is, but what I am gonna do is in all of them, I'm going to have people in relationships, people that are engaged, and people that are married. And the reason I'm doing that, again, is because because my video is tailored towards people in relationships. So I'm gonna keep that to narrow that piece of it down, but the interest itself is going to be very, very broad. You know, I'm starting with Netflix as my first one here. Netflix sometimes does really well for me. Again, mobile only is how I run my ads as of right now, as you're seeing this in 2019, almost 2020 actually. Uncheck, we leave Instagram feed and Facebook feed. And we're gonna scroll down a little bit. Now I'm gonna set the budget. So I'm gonna set this at $5. And normally I would do $10 ad sets, but I wanna make this beginner friendly. It is okay to do $5, and I'll show you it works. I'm gonna have to blur this out a little bit. I did get a sale in the very first day. As you can see, if you rewind it back to the beginning of the video, I got it, and I didn't even run ads for a full day. I think they started running in the middle afternoon, so a partial day, but I'm gonna confirm that. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to duplicate that and use that as a framework to create more ad sets. So I'm gonna exit that out first, and now I'm going to click on that campaign, go into my ad sets, so then I can duplicate this 9 more times, which will give me 10 different broad ad sets within that cold targeting campaign. So as you can see, I duplicated 9 times. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go through each of these and find a single broad interest, you know, either related to Netflix or related to something else that I come up with. This one, again, was very hard to find a specific person because it is a broad product. So I'm gonna go with Hulu. So again, I'm keeping the engaged, in a relationship, married, but I'm changing the broad interest. We're doing Hulu. It is similar to Netflix, but you wanna just send it out a lot of different ways, touch different audiences and see what you come up with. So I'm gonna go into this one, change it again. They're all $5 ad sets. Sleep Number was one. I felt like people that look for comfort maybe would be interested in a product like this, so that's why I went with Sleep Number. Over 2 million people. Usually I'm trying to target people, the potential reach should be between 1 million and kind of 5 million is my, you know, kind of the sweet spot for me. But obviously with Netflix we had 57 million. That's okay, sometimes it just gets big like that, especially in the beginning where I'm just trying to get engagement going. So let's see what I did here. Tempur-Pedic is similar to Sleep Number, so we'll plug that in. We had a little over 3 million people, which is a good size. And what I'm doing, a little hack, is that I'm copying and pasting the title from the actual interest just to save time. I love to just move fast and make this as efficient as possible. I don't know what I was doing. I was kind of going at edible arrangements. Maybe people that like to, you know, do nice things for other people, maybe I thought that they were more the type that would, you know, cuddle. I was looking for homemakers. They didn't have that interest. And I think I went for home furniture as well. I was just trying to do some really broad ones. And sometimes you have to do that. Like a product like this, it's hard to figure out, you know, who your audience is. So this product, I will say, will rely heavily on data. It is gonna probably take me a while to become profitable with it, just because it isn't something that's like a beauty product where I can target people that are interested in beauty products, and it's not, you know, someone that's, you know, like a baby product or a dog product. So I settled on Bachelor. Can't remember what I was doing here. I was trying to make it more broad because it was 1.5 million. I think I'm trying to figure out how to spell the Bachelorette. Okay, we got that in there, so there we go. So now I'm gonna probably put the demographics back in for people in relationships. And the reason I was going back and forth was I was trying to make that audience size above 1 million. I do not like it when it's below 1 million. It's really, really hard for me to, it's really hard to keep your CPMs low. And if you start to scale the business, it's not something that you'd stay in because you'd run through that audience really quickly. So Bachelor, Bachelorette. Perfect. And I think I got a phone call here. So let me come back when I get off this phone call. I forgot all. Okay, now we're back here. Moving on. Let's see. I think I started to do stuff similar to Netflix, like just creating different things. I'm trying to pick things where people are going to be in a living room. Didn't I already do? Oh wait, I never did. Oh no, I did. So now what I'm doing, sometimes when you run out of ideas, put that interest in there and then hits the suggestions tab, and you can look through and see other ideas that Facebook came up with. They know a lot more than you're gonna be able to know. So I was trying to find stuff similar, and I was trying to find cuddling. Cuddling obviously wasn't gonna be anything, but I didn't know if there's anything to pull from that. Still thinking, sleeping positions. I didn't really like that. And you know, take your time with this. Sometimes you run through fast. Sometimes, you know, it's hard to find stuff. I liked pillow just from a very broad interest. You never know what's gonna work, but it is a pillow. So people are in the market for different types of pillows. Moving on, we've got about 4 left here. So I threw pillow in there to see what other ideas came up. It was starting to get tricky. I really had a hard time figuring out the audience, but you hope your marketing is good enough to get a lot of engagement. With a product like this, it has a very, very broad appeal. And so I think you get the point of this. I don't think I need to continue to show you step by step what I'm doing, because I basically just did this for the rest of the ads, for the rest of the ad sets, and that's kind of my process of thinking through this. I don't want to make this video long, so that's kind of where I'm going to leave it at. But take that for what you will, and go ahead and put that into practice. I mean, it does take a scientist in a sense, but it doesn't take a scientist to make this type of stuff happen. Let Facebook work for you, okay? All right, let's take a break quick to pick the winner of the $100 cash for this video. So basically, I'm just gonna go to my last video, which was this one. No, I'm sorry, that is not the last one. This is the last one, okay. Quickly go to here. Pause that, I look good. I'm just gonna copy this, go to here, paste that in quick. There's only 20 comments, so pretty good odds for the people that entered. And let's see who won. We've got High Hopes. I took your advices for my website, appreciate it, thanks Kyle, awesome. Reach out to me on Instagram, and if you don't have an Instagram, go ahead, drop a comment below, and we'll get it figured out. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Love you. I know that we've got consistent people in here. We've got new people coming in. This is great. What I do want to say is that if you did not win the cash giveaway, you can continue to have a chance to win by dropping comments below and liking. Even if you did win, you can win again. There's no caps on anything you can do on this channel. I want to give away as much money as possible, as much as I can afford to do, unfortunately. But with that being said, make sure to like this, make sure to comment, subscribe down below. And what I do want to say before we go is comment below. Let me know what you think would be a good video for next week. I've got some ideas in my head. Also comment below if you would like me to continue giving you updates on the store, because I'm planning not to at this point. I want to kind of move on to the next thing. But I will create a special video and show you guys how I became extremely rich off of this store. If you want it, just let me know. And with that being said, until next time, peace.